Hello there. Well, today we're having another walk in the lovely woods of the New Forest. We've had some very poor weather this autumn, lots of rain. So whenever there's a break in the weather and a little bit of blue sky, we like to get out and walk in the woods. Now this is a lovely wood. It's on a sort of a slope, and it's a very nice wood for painting as well. There's some lovely beeches in here, but there's also a lot of old hollies, because it's not far from a forest lodge where the keeper would have lived in the past, and there are lots of very old hollies around the lodges of the New Forest, because the keepers would cut the holly when the winter was harsh to give food for the deer, really, but obviously the ponies would benefit from it as well. But there's some really lovely old ancient hollies, gnarled and nibbled. But it's I looked at in the last video we did on holly, I looked at some pollarding of young holly. Well, this is old holly, and these were pollarded a long while ago. They take on some wonderful shapes, and some of them, of course, have got lots of berries, which is very good for the birds in the winter. Now, this is another part of a different wood. This where trees were planted, conifers were planted. They've been removed, but there's an interesting tree here. Now, it's certainly not an indigenous New Forest tree, but it's got some splendid colour. You'll see in a minute. It's a sweet gum. Oh, that's what I think it is. Now, if anyone knows better, I would be very interested to know, because I'm no expert. Now we continue on the edge of this private land here, which in the forest we refer to it as freehold land, and round it is the crown land. And it's you can see the water here. This is a crossing point of the Upper Bewley River. Now, I'm always on the lookout for a scene to be painted, and there's several scenes around here, and I think the next shot will just could provide me with material for a painting. Now, there's certainly a lot of berries about, the rose hips and the sloes, and I hope to get some sloes later. But first we must make our way back across the river, and there's my wife doing a silly walk. I think she's a little girl again. We all like playing in water if we've got Wellington boots on. All this really wet weather makes up for the dry summers that we get, so I don't mind the water at all. And then that log fell out of the tree. Now, if we'd been standing alongside it, we'd have had a fright. Now, here are the sloes on the blackthorn, and notice the lichens that cover the branches of the blackthorn. It is a good sign that the area is not polluted. It doesn't get too much air pollution. Now, we will take a few of these sloes, but we won't take too many. We'll leave the rest for the wildlife. But we just take a little. They're very abundant here. In fact, this bush here has got sloes, it's got dog roses or the rose hips, and there's even a few blackberries tucked in among them. They're very late for blackberries, but you can see how prolific the sloes are. We'll just take a few handfuls and leave the rest to nature. I think taking them in November is the best time. And now here's a crab apple, and you see the ground is covered with crab apples. We could have made some crab apple jelly, but I don't think we're going to do that this year. We'll stick to the sloe gin. These trees are quite old, the soil in the forest is not very rich, so even small trees take years and years to grow. Anyway, we're off on our way home now through this lovely wood. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click a like and maybe subscribe so you can see another video later. Now here's a quick shot of the sloe gin. It's very simple. We used a BBC recipe. It's only sugar and gin and sloes, of course, and that will be ready in a few months. Goodbye.